Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Sharif. Thank you, all the AmCham members, for inviting me to participate in this General Assembly meeting. Actually, I was privileged to serve the AmCham community by being one of the board members throughout the years 2007-2010. Let me start by saying that we are witnessing unprecedented times. And this COVID-19 crisis is really different than many previous crises that the world has witnessed before. Why is this different? Because for the first time, we have a crisis that affects both supply and demand at the same time. All the global value chains have been affected. Manufacturing activities have been stopped in many countries. A lot of enterprises have decreased wages. We're not talking about the layoffs that have happened. Unemployment have accelerated. And more importantly is that consumer confidence has been influenced negatively to a great extent. The other thing is the geographical aspect of this crisis. It started, of course, in China, and then it spread to all economies worldwide. The crisis did not affect one sector, like when we were talking about the financial crisis before, but because it started, or it's affecting mainly the health, so it led to a lot of shutdown and closing of a lot of other sectors at the same time. What is more important is that this crisis, the global economy was basically suffering from weak conditions and vulnerability before the crisis started. So the global trade was subject to protectionist measures, and this has led to the decrease of the ratio of global trade to GDP. In addition to global trade policy, uncertainty and business confidence is increasing. Let me walk you through some international indicators before discussing the Egyptian case. If we look at the global economy, we will see that the global economy is losing about 5.5 on an estimate $5.5 trillion. If we compare the loss or the decrease in GDP, if we compare the Great Recession and the financial crisis of the 2008, we will find that the financial crisis of 2008 led to a decrease in economic growth on average by about 4.5%. The Great Recession led to about 5% decrease. We estimate that this COVID-19 will lead to about 7.9, so about 8% decrease in economic growth on average worldwide. I would like also to share some statements that have been some statements from the IMF, from the OECD, and from other institutions that this COVID-19 has disrupted our social and economic order at a speed and a scale that we have not seen in living memory, and this was by the IMF managing director. The OECD also has mentioned that the COVID-19 crisis is severe for all of us, but poor people will be the hardest hit. However, this crisis threatens to reverse existing achievements on the SDGs and to undermine further progress in the decade of action. But what I like, actually, in all challenges, there are opportunities. So what I liked was the statement by Standard & Poor. Standard & Poor said that the COVID-19 pandemic may be the ultimate disruptor, accelerator, economic, technological, and energy transformations. And this is why we will talk at the end about how the new world economic order will be and what are the opportunities and how we can get prepared.